Sports Ranch. I'm your host, Brandon Edwards, and we're just 1 hour away from the heart-pounding, boot-stomping action of the College National Finals Rodeo. Tonight, we're going to take you behind the scenes, spotlight some of the top student athletes, and share the stories of college rodeo that lead to the dramatic season finale that is the CNFR. So saddle up, grab your seat, get ready. It's more than just a competition. This is where champions rise. The countdown to the CNFR tonight starts now. All told, a crew of hundreds has made it possible for over 800 rides have taken place in the Ford Wyoming Center since Sunday, and we've still got 5 performances to go before we can officially crown the CNFR champions of 2025. This year, a lot of great things have happened. It's been spectacular, and we're going to give you some of the recap and some of the details as we go forward. Now, tonight is the first performance of go-round number 3 here at the CNFR, which means many different storylines are coming together all in one place. Some of the student athletes up tonight are out of the average, and this performance is their chance to leave Casper on a positive note with a confidence run, a check, or maybe even one of those iconic go-round championship rings that are a coveted piece of CNFR tradition. Others are hanging their hat on consistency and looking to get by the bad draws, take advantage of the good ones so they can be one of the top 12 back who are going to be up on Saturday night for the final round in pursuit of a national title for themselves and the schools they proudly represent. Tonight, many storylines to focus on, including the fact that the early morning slacks are paying off for AC Pinkston of Southwest Texas College. She leads the average right now in the barrel racing with a 28.32 on 2. Tonight, Emma Rickey and Jordan Driver of Tarleton are going to look to secure their spot in the short round and have almost a week of rest before that final performance on June 21st. Bull riding, right now, that's anyone's game, as only 3 athletes have made the whistle in both rounds. The second go-round ended recently with a tie for first at 84 points between Jay Rodriguez from Pearl College and Brad Moreno of New Mexico State. Moreno, who's up tonight, ended last year at the CNFR 4th place in the bull riding and has also qualified for the second year in a row in the team roping, making him one of only a handful of athletes to compete on both ends of the arena at this year's finals. Steer wrestling tonight is going to feature go-round winner and Wyoming Cowboy Jacob Wang, who was 4-2 in the slack today and balanced out his 7.8 to put him within striking distance of the field with a top 10 spot in the average so far. The breakaway roping started rapid and stayed tough. To date, a 2.3 is what you got to be to place top 8 in the round, but it might be a war of attrition, as 61 girls have whittled down to 18 with 2 down, like Callie Hawkins of Oklahoma State University and Murphy Gosh of Cochise College, might choose a more conservative route to protect their average foothold, and the large field of contestants out of the average might choose to push the times even faster for the go-round. Later in the show, we're going to get a chance to visit with returning champ Madeline Richards, who is also this year's only woman at the CNFR with a chance to back-to-back titles in both the breakaway and the all-around. Tie-down roping tonight will set the stage for the rest of the week. Ropers like Cole Blades of CAC and Tate Talkington of NJC are sitting tough in the average with a 20 flat and a 20.3 respectively, with a top 10 rounded out at 22.1. Now, the goat tying in this building is always electric. This year is no difference. The difference between 1st and 11th is less than a second. Tonight, Kristen Reeves is going to be the one to watch. The current arena record holder was only 0.3 of a second off of her own time, and with a no time in go-round number 1, she's going to be gunning for a fast time again. Tarleton State happens to have the secret ingredient in the saddle bronc riding, as right now they have got 4 saddle bronc riders in the top 7 as they lead the team standings, including tonight's Montgomery Parsons, who is going to be out at number 6 in the average. Team roping might as well get fast tonight, as we have multiple teams with no times on their first ones, and Champneys of the Northwest region, Gines and Mayfield of the Central Rocky Mountain region are both on the outside looking in, but came in with 2 tough times in the second go, and with only 14 teams holding good on 2 head, there might very well be a chance for people to make the short round on 2 times. In the bareback riding, you're going to see Braden Tyrer of Southeastern Oklahoma State and Jackson Lunn of Mid-Plains, and 20 riders are still good on 2 head, led by last year's reserve national champion, Cooper Philippek, who right now gets a chance to sit with me and come into stage. Cooper, how are you, man?
Pretty good. How you doing, sir?
Dude, we're doing awesome, man. So it's good to have you. Three-time back to the CNFR. And give us a little rundown, man. This season was a different one for you. I know you started out the season injured. You didn't get to go to the first half of the rodeos. So talk to me about your mentality when you get that, huge success. Last year was reserve champ. Kind of get a downer on the first part of the season. Battled your way into where you're, 3rd place and coming in. And now, obviously, riding a good wave in. What's your mentality going so far?
Nothing much has changed, I guess I'd say, other than just a little bit of the goals. You got to be realistic. There's no way I could have won the Central Rocky region this year, and so my main goal was just to try to make the finals this year since I only had half the rodeo. So that's about the same. That's about the only thing you change there. And other than that, I think you just keep doing what you do that was working before and just keep going with it, like I was doing last year.
Well, you've done it, and congrats on that. So part of your iconic look, because everybody gets to recognize you, man, is the yellow hat. And most cowboys I know, they stay away from yellow. They think it's a bad luck color. Obviously, it's worked for you. So kind of what's your story on that, man? Like, talk to us about the yellow hat, how that got started.
My first pair of shafts were yellow, and after I won my first 7 rodeos in high school, this parent came up to me and told me that there was bad luck, and I said apparently it's not. And then about last year, my dad's old traveling partner-ish back in college just started to make tack and all that, and he was making hats, and he goes, "You want a hat?" I was like, "Yeah, make it 3 1/4 inches and make it yellow."
Get the old short rib out.
Yes,
I like
sir.
that, man. That's good. So, I mean, part of college rodeo is obviously picking where you're going to go to college. So why Gillette? Like, what influenced that decision for you?
Marvin Garrett did, for sure. He grew up with my father and taught him how to ride bareback horses. My dad taught me how to ride bareback horses, and I was like, man, if I'm going to get any better than what I am now, I better just go to the world champ.
There you go, man. I got a little insider scoop that just about an hour ago, you got to have a phone conversation with the Ty Murray, man. So, like, walk me through, how was that? Like, what did you talk about? What do you take from that conversation?
It's pretty inspirational for sure to have Ty Murray talk to you. You know, I think it's 7-year world champ, and all around 2 year in the bull riding. That's really cool. And it was pretty cool to see that a lot of things he was talking about, a lot of things that I'm trying to work on and try to get better every day. So it makes me feel like I'm not behind or anything like that.
Awesome, man. So I got to brag on you a little bit. So earlier today, you were sitting up kind of back behind the team rope and chutes on that top row, okay? I was about 6 seats down from you. My kids recognize you, of course, real easy too with the yellow hat. One of the big things about college rodeo to me is the fact that it's really the only place in rodeo that you really get to be a team and get to be around people. You had a teammate that was kind of down on themselves, and man, from like 7, 8 seats away, I could hear you talking that kid up and bragging on him. And I just want to tell you honestly, from all of us parents that are there with little kids, getting to see you college athletes and the influence you have on some of those kids, thank you for what that means and for what it looks like to be a role model. Man, that was really awesome to see.
Sure, yeah, I appreciate you letting me do that too. Some parents don't really like when you come up and tell their kid that they did, they did good even when they didn't do the best. And I just think that's the way of life. Is as long as you try your hardest and keep going, it doesn't matter what happened the day before.
Well, you've done a fantastic job with it. So, Cooper, thank you for joining us, man. We really appreciate you taking the time. And good luck tomorrow night or next one, all right?
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be right back with a word from our sponsor.
This is where strength begins and courage takes over. Timing, precision, moments that define us. Cinch, lead, don't follow.
24 years to Casper.
Yeah.
Damn.
They've been here, how many years have they been here?
We've been here since '99. So,
99, I think we started covering.
perfect. So, hey everybody, I am here today with a very special guest from Orthopedic and Spine Center of the Rockies, Mr. Chad Schmidt. How you doing, sir?
Doing great tonight. Thanks.
Good, man. I'm glad we got to take the time to ask you some questions.
Yeah.
So, hey, what injuries have you already kind of seen this week? And give us some updates maybe on some of the athletes that are dealing with them.
Yeah, well, we've, for going through an ACL, MCL injury that was sustained on that first day. And then obviously we had that transport, waiting to see how that all turns out. So other than outside those 2 major injuries, number of runs and outs that we've had, it's pretty fortunate. We've had a pretty good CNFR so far.
Right. How do you and your team prepare for the CNFR, knowing that you've got a week of athletes in a sport that traditionally needs your help?
Well, we've got a good sized staff here this year. We've got 8 athletic trainers here, and we also have orthopedic surgeon that's on staff, as well as a physician, a primary care sports medicine physician. So we've got a good group of professionals in the healthcare industry that have a passion about rodeo as well. So that's as much a part of it as anything. They care about rodeo, and they know these athletes want to be out there competing, so we're going to do everything we can to keep them in the arena and keep them healthy.
Well, that was going to be my next question: is how do you balance some of these athletes that need recovery time versus the fact that, hey, we need to get you up because you got to go around to being, the next night or 2 nights away?
Yeah, that kind of changes a little bit of what we need to do. Whether it's if they're not up for, say, the Friday perf now, they've got some time. They can do some active things to get ready for that next round. If they're up tonight with a short turnaround, it kind of changes what our plans are. We may do some more aggressive treatment, see if they respond to it, and try and get them ready.
What do you have available as far as your facilities for treatment like that?
So we have a mobile sports medicine trailer on site. It's equipped with everything you'd find in a modern athletic training room, from E-stim, ice, hydroculator with moist heat, and then obviously a lot of manual therapy trying to get things right.
Perfect. You personally have got to work a lot of really great events. I mean, all the way up to dealing with athletes, at the Olympic level.
Yeah.
What similarities, what differences do you see from rodeo athletes to athletes in other sports?
Yeah, probably the main other sport that I take care of is like Olympic level wrestling. And I tell people all the time, both are individual sports. Both have a very passionate fan base. We may not be the NFL or NBA, but the fan bases that we have are very loyal and very committed. The other thing is just training for this sport. It's hard to stay fit, and just the nature of training, it can lead to injury. So there's a lot of crossover similarities between those two sports. And like I said, they're just very passionate, committed. For the most part, it's an individual sport or individual game, but there also can be a team aspect, much like here with the CNFR.
Well, man, I know that the CNFR, especially the athletes, would not be able to compete at the level that they do without having you guys backing them up and making sure you keep them. So thank you for taking the trip. Thank you for being here, and man, we're glad to have you again this year.
You bet, my pleasure. Always one of the ones that I look forward to every year on the calendar.
That's awesome, man. Great to hear it. Well, we're going to be right back with one more word from our sponsors. Richards, 2024 champ in the breakaway and the all-around. Madeline, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time. This is your day off, so I really do appreciate you coming out and talking with us. You're top 10 in the average in the breakaway, the go tie-in. I mean, that's a solid spot to be to do a repeat performance for you. Just what's your game plan for the rest of the week?
I guess just keep executing the fundamentals. I'd like to be a little faster on the next two because I'm going for a national championship again.
That's fair.
But otherwise, just keep doing what I'm doing and get a little better start in the breakaway and attack and go time.
How does that start feel this year as compared to last year? I know the calves are a little bit different. We got them a little bit stronger. Has that affected your game plan?
Not really. The start's pretty similar. I took really aggressive starts last year. And this year, I don't know if I matured or something, but I wasn't near as crazy. So I'm going to try to revert back to that a little bit next year.
All right. What's your horsepower like this year? What are you packing?
Exactly the same as last year. My
Nice.
breakaway horse, his name is Dooley. He's 17 this year, and I rode him at every college rodeo this year. He's pretty awesome. He's great for this setup. And then my goat horse, her name is Chanel. She's kind of a princess, but she does good. So I'm glad she's here.
Nice. So you're one of the students that actually has gone through college rodeo in full and then now working with graduate studies.
Yes.
So for some of the kids that don't know, has that changed the way you've been able to rodeo? Has that changed anything from going from undergrad to grad work while you're rodeoing and competing and traveling?
Yes, it actually changed a lot more than I thought because my grad school, workload and everything is a lot more. It's a lot harder, and that definitely changed how much time I was able to spend with my horses and stuff like that. So it was an adjustment, but it was worth it. I like school, so it's
That's
gone
good.
well.
So in that regard, then what's next? Both on the the roping side, the competitive side, but also where are you planning on using that degree?
Yeah, so I should finish my master's in May or August. We'll see. Depends on how long my thesis takes.
Well, you had good success last year, though. I mean, you did. You got some checks at places like Reno and beyond, and I mean, you really did. You put a name out for yourself, so won't surprise us at all to see you at the South Point, not one bit. All right.
So we'll see.
Okay. Well, you keep it up, and the last thing for people at home that don't do it, like, what is your favorite? Like, what's the favorite thing in the CNFR? Like, what makes it iconic for you? What's your favorite thing to come back to now that you've been here multiple years?
I really love Casper. That's one thing. I think it's a great location for this, so that helps. But otherwise, the performances are super fun. The crowd is really engaged. I mean, it does feel like a mini NFR, and that's probably the best part.
That's awesome. Well, good luck the rest of it. You're going to enjoy it. That crowd's going to be loud for you. I know they're rooting for you. You could tell the crowd knew who you were as you came in. That's a good thing. So, congratulations for it. Thank you for taking the time today, and we appreciate it. Yeah. Well, we're going to be right back with one more sponsor.
From one generation to the next, the spirit of rodeo is passed down. Born from legacy, built for legends. Horsepower Boots.
It's here to interview one of the great people that has been really a key part of the CNFR experience this year. Right with me, Cody Howerton, Powder River. How are you, man?
Good, buddy. Good.
Good, bud. You've been here for a couple days.
Yeah.
You've put in some sweat, some tears. We were breaking in steers and calves on Friday. At one point, you had to back up the Weldon truck in there.
Yeah.
All because we've done some adjustments and everything. So if you go into the Ford Wyoming Center, first thing you notice, new look this year, man. We got that. We were talking that crisp black, man. It looks really, really cool.
Yes.
Little bit of different adjustments. So, like, I mean, just walk us through the new design. What's different? What you guys did?
Man, pretty much everything's new. From the back pins, the buck and shoots, the lead ups, the roping end. We went all new this year. Powder River is a company. We went all in on rodeo. We haven't updated any of our designs in maybe 20 years. And after coming last year and being my first year at the CNFR and having a look and talking to the stock contractors and talking to the guys running the buck and shoots and the commissioner and the coaches, we really just wanted to come back with something really great for them. We want to give the athletes, the stock, their best opportunity to be great. And we do that by providing quality equipment that works well and protects them, keeps them safe, and lets them have their best chance.
That's awesome, and that's great. How many days does it take you to set up for the CNFR? Like, walk the people that don't know. They just show up here on Tuesday for the first perf tonight. Like, everything's fit, it's done. I mean, obviously, we've been running calves through there since Friday. You guys were here how many days before that?
We got here Sunday, so we were unloading trucks. Trucks started showing up on Saturday. The commissioner and Mike unloaded trucks Saturday. We had more trucks show up on Sunday, so we unloaded those. Dirt work starts Monday. They do all the dirt work Monday. And then we kind of get things set out, and Tuesday and Wednesday, man, we got that whole thing set up, and then Thursday is just getting the little tweaks in, bracking up the welding truck, doing the little things to make it fit in the building perfect, and so really all the hard work was done in 2 days, and then Wednesday is just tweaking things to make them perfect.
Dang close to perfect, man. I like it.
It's pretty good.
What of all the things you put in this year, what's your favorite thing? What's the favorite adjustment you made?
I think the center exit for the buck and shoots.
That's been huge.
Yes.
That's been huge, man. It's both on a safety side, for getting stuff out and not having to be in that corner, keeping time to event cattle running straighter.
Yes, sir.
That's been a really big piece to it.
Got 2 strip and shoots in there for him too, and it's just made it flow so much better. Nice. And we got more places for those guys to rig up before, so the rodeo's on time, the kids are on time, and they're ready. And so it's been really good for the stock and the kids.
Mm-hmm. Beyond just taking the influence from the CNFR, like what's your guys' development process? Like who do you talk to? How do you test this stuff out? I mean, how many revisions do you make, and how much of it is it on paper versus welding it up, taking it someplace, using it, realizing it's going to work, not work, that kind of thing?
It's been, like I said, it's been a full buy-in from Powder River. So, you have good ideas, but those got to go to engineers and they got to become real. And you need to have good influencers to help you kind of work through some ideas and stuff. And we got guys like Casey Fields, and we took some buck and shoots down to Dale Brisby, and he gets, all kinds of great guys through there, and always some interesting comments coming back out of there. And working with the Frost. You know, being in Utah, we're lucky we got some of the best
Yeah, you
rough
got
stock
some
guys in the country. Also gave some shoots to Shane Draper and the UVU team, and man, go use them, break them in, tell us what needs to be better. And so, yeah, we got a lot of guys helping us, and then putting them to work and making sure they're gonna stand up. So it's a long process for sure. But I've been really impressed with Powder River as a company, from the welders to the engineers, top to bottom. We have a new general manager, and he went all in on rodeo, and he loves it, and he's gotten behind it 100%, and that's why we're able to do what we did in just a year.
So with rodeo being something that you guys are obviously putting that emphasis in,
Yes, sir.
but college rodeo is something you guys have been putting emphasis on, you know, now literally for decades of partnership.
Yes, sir.
What is it about college rodeo and NYRA and the CNFR that really, you know, resonates with y'all?
I think it's the quality of the people that we've been working with for so long, number one. Casper itself, too, is a great town, great people, the help here, but we love the development process. You know, we love working with kids as they're coming up, and those kids are going to go on to be pros. You know, we saw Wasey Shala here last year, and it's great to work with kids, and that's one thing we're doing with Frost, too. Joe Frost has got that big bull riding school, and so we're getting them set up with a whole new arena so that, you know, we're still working with the kids all the way through. We love that process.
That's awesome. So, of all the things you've done, I mean, obviously, I know you guys, you don't rest. You're
No,
working on. So,
yeah.
if there's one thing you want to highlight, like what's next? What's next for Powder River? What's next for the things you're working on?
Well, I'll tell you this: we're just getting started.
Cool.
We're just getting started. So there's a lot of cool things coming that we got, you know, sitting in the back pocket that we can't wait to show you next year. So stick around.
Well, you already told me all you need is 2.5 feet off the
Give me
off the
two.
back
I need
wall.
2.5 feet back there, and I've got some more good changes coming for you.
Well, man, I'm really excited, and thank you just wholeheartedly for what you've done for this association, for what this rodeo is. I mean, obviously, if you can't step into that building over there and not get excited and not feel the energy,
Yes,
and obviously you guys have been a really iconic part of that for a lot of years for all the right reasons. So,
Well, we appreciate you guys. It's been awesome.
thank you guys. Appreciate it, man. Well, that is Cody Howerton of Powder River, and all things rodeo are just an exceptional piece of what they do, and something you guys ought to go check out. So we're about 30 minutes away from all the rodeo action, and if you can't be here in person, you can always follow live on the ESPN app. But if you're here in beautiful Casper, Wyoming, we crack the gates at 7 o'clock in the Ford Wyoming Center. You can tag at College Rodeo if you're out in the stands and put it with any of your social media posts, or if you want to come over here to the Wild Sports Ranch, we're going to be here every night, 6 o'clock throughout the course of the week, right here in front of the big Mercantile Trade Show, which is just an awesome place to come check out if you want to see some of the great things available in this new and beautiful facility. Y'all have a great night. Get ready for the action. This is CNFR Tonight.